Hey guys, what up? So in today, what up? In today's Let's Talk video, I'm going to be talking about the Amiibos. Now, I'm just generally going to be talking about my thoughts on them. Now, before I get started on all that, I have an Amiibo. I have a Yoshi Amiibo, which is really cool, by the way. I named him Doug, for those of you that were curious, but before I get into that, let me just talk about what I think about them in general. Now, from a Nintendo's perspective and a business perspective, I think this was genius, because it not only works from a we're gonna make lots of money perspective from both the gamers and people that just collect figures, because figures are nice to have, especially if your favorite video game characters and the most iconic ones. Even some that people may not know of, like maybe Marth from Fire Emblem, even though Fire Emblem is big now. Point is, I was rambling. Point is, I think it's a really good idea from a let's make lots of money perspective. And it also really works from a marketing perspective because, you might go over to a friend's house. Let's say that friend has a Amiibo of I don't know, Captain Falcon. You may walk in the room and be like, "Oh, who's this dude bro with the helmet on his head? It kind of looks like he's going out for a jog or something." Your friend's going to respond with, "Oh, his name is Captain Falcon. He is from F-Zero." And you'll be like, "What is this F-Zero you speak of?" And then you'll be wondering the whole weekend you're there, "Man, what the fuck is this F-Zero thing? My friend's being a dick, he's not telling me." You go home, you look it up on the internet, you download a Super Nintendo emulator, and you play F-Zero. What happens next? You fall in love with it. And that, I feel, is genius from Nintendo's point of view. Maybe that wasn't part of the plan. Word of mouth wasn't really part of the plan, but it's genius all the same. Now, just to talk about how I feel about Amiibo sticking unlockables behind paywalls. This doesn't really bother me. One, because you're not only getting in-game content for having the Amiibo, you're also getting the figure at the same time. And two, with DLC, you're literally getting the same thing minus the figure. I know it doesn't cost as much usually, but the point is you're not getting the figure, which I feel balances it out. There's the words. So, like the spinner weapon that you get in Hyrule Warriors if you if you Amiibo Link, Amiibo is also a verb now. I don't really mind that being put behind an Amiibo because, again, it's just like the DLC argument, so that's that. But to go into the real meat of the Amiibo use and discussion at this very point in time, Smash Brothers 4 Wii U. Now, like I said, I have a Yoshi Amiibo. His name is Doug the Yoshi. Now, I got mine the day Smash 4 Wii U came out because, I was at the cash register. I saw those figures behind the cashier, and I was like, "Oh my god, I want one so bad." And I decided to get one of Yoshi because Yoshi is my main. So I was like, you know what? Let's be unoriginal as shit here and just get an Amiibo of my main. So I did. First thing I did when I booted up the game, because I downloaded it, the pre-download thing, and played at midnight the night it came out. Next day, went to get the Amiibo and stuff. I plugged it in when I got home. Named him Doug, gave him the black Yoshi skin, which I feel like it is one of the 4 coolest ones, and then I played against it as Yoshi because I felt that was fitting. And what was I gonna say? Let me think. Oh yeah, and then it just leveled up mid-fight, and I was like, wait, I thought it could only level up at the results screen. Turns out, no, it levels up mid-fight for doing random stuff, apparently. Seemingly random things, anyway. My Doug is currently level 20 right now. And there's two things that I like about it. Actually, a couple things. One, I like the figure. Two, I like that you get to name him whatever you want and it shows up in the fight, which I think is awesome because, Doug the Yoshi versus Yoshi the Yoshi is kind of hysterical to me. I like the fact that they level up. It kind of gives a sense of, bonding toward this figure, in a sense, no? Sort of, to me anyway. It's kind of like Pokemon, in the same sense, except in this they're not really evolving. They're evolving in terms of playstyle and skill, yes, but they're not evolving in terms of any physical stat. Now, another thing that I like about it is that it not only gains skill, but it learns off of your habits specifically, and this is more apparent when you go Yoshi versus Yoshi or Mario versus Mario in that sense, because your amiibo will learn what you do as that character specifically. It will also pick up your general habits. So, let's say you're playing with items on, right, at fighting your amiibo. Let's say, you have 2 Pokeballs on the field. Okay, there's 2 Pokeballs on the field right there. What do you do with them? Let's say I just feel like being a fruit. And, I pick the Pokeball up and I throw it off the edge. Now, what does Doug do? It sees the Pokeball, it picks it up, throws it off the edge, because, like I said, the amiibos learn from your habits in general, not just your character. It learns from a character-to-character basis, and it also generalizes those skills once it hits a certain level. So every time, let's say I do it every time I see a Pokeball. When Doug, let's say, hits level 50, every time it sees a Pokeball, it'll pick it up and chuck it off the edge for no reason. I feel like that's really effective when it comes to, practicing, not from a super hyper competitive standpoint at all, but, just from a general, player to player basis, because having your amiibo fight like identical to you almost, except more perfected, I'll say, because they really pick up your style and run with it. Having your amiibo fight almost identical to you, but more perfect in a sense, sort of, really teaches you the ups and downs of what you do as a player, and I really feel like that's good from training in general. But how do I put this? I feel, like I said, I feel like it's good for training, learning what's good about your playstyle, and learning what's not, and learning how to fix it, and learning how to counter it, and stuff. But after that, all you can do with it is reset it and, have somebody else use it, so you can learn how to fight against a different playstyle rather than fighting against your own, if that makes any sense. And, like I said, that's perfectly fan-fucking-tastic that you learn how to fight yourself, because, again, it really teaches you a lot about yourself, in a sense, in a video game sense, anyway. But, that's where the uses just kind of, stop, because what happens when you learn how to completely destroy yourself? Like, then you'll just destroy the Amiibo every time. Now, I know they become incredibly good once they hit the maximum level, which I think is 50. But the point is, in the perfect world, what happens if you learn how to combat that perfectly? Then the use just kind of stops, because you can't take the Amiibos online against your friends or whatever. I understand not being able to take them online against anybody, which makes sense, but against your friends, I feel like is a missed opportunity. So I don't know. I just, it's nice to have the figure, and it's nice to have the Yoshi helmet in Mario Kart 8. I'll tell you that much. And again, I feel like the Amiibos are a really kick-ass idea in every aspect, and you guys should go get one if you don't have one. And again, I feel like it's a really kick-ass idea from a, training perspective in Smash Bros. Wii U, which again, you guys should go get if you don't have. You're kind of missing out at this point, I'll tell you that much. And, that's about all I have to say. I do find myself just kind of sitting here playing with it every once in a while. I can't help it. It's just, I don't know. I like it. Although I wish you could kind of take, the Amiibo part off of it, or the base of the figure off of it, and just kind of stand it up as is. But I understand why you can't do that. And every time I complete Classic Mode with Yoshi now, I find myself putting Doug up against my TV screen and posing him like Yoshi. It's kind of funny to me. But that's about all I have to say about that. I know this Let's Talk has been short, but, there's only so much you can say about a figure. Whether or not I'll talk about Amiibos more, we'll just have to wait and see what Nintendo does with them. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I hope you guys enjoyed. And thanks a lot for watching. Everybody, bye.